Hi there, this is Colin. We submitted an offer on your home yesterday and just wanted to check back in regards to our offer there on 54th Avenue. Oh geez, you have how many offers on the house? 17 offers? You mentioned there was only 2 offers as of last night. Okay, well let me talk to my clients and let them know. And how much over the list price, if you could tell me, is the offers over? $1 million over listing price? Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have a heart attack. Okay, I'll call you back. Thank you. Oh jeez. Okay, we've talked about it on our show several weeks ago, but the media and the news is all over it now. That there are very few homes on the market right now with rising mortgage interest rate and homes are getting bid way above their list price. And then Seattle Times article saying a home in Bellevue recently got an offer for $1 million above their list price. So it's hard to not wonder, as a home buyer or home seller in this market, what is a good offer on a home in today's frenzy market? Let's find out. So before we talk about what is a golden offer on a home in 2022, before we go on, if you could press the little like button, that would be great. That way, the algorithm and myself and our team know that the hours and hours of research and filming these videos are actually helpful and that you enjoy it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you for doing that. Okay, so let's move on with our video. Contrary to what many of us may think, price is not always going to dictate the winning offer. In reality, there are many other components that makes up a good offer on a home. More often, it's the overall terms that will make the offer stand out and shine among the competition. I mean, many times we are in multiple offer situations where we see the strongest and best price offer end up not winning the house. And here's why. Let's break down the key elements to an offer on a home. In my opinion, there are 5 fundamental elements that makes up a phenomenal offer. And this is what they are. Element number 1. What are you as a buyer willing to pay for that particular house? And each buyer will have a different perspective on what they're willing to pay for a particular home, depending on their emotional connection, what they like about the house, and if all the terms are the same, then essentially price would be the only thing. However, it's never apples to apples because there's always going to be a point of difference in the terms of the offer. And here are some of them. Element number 2, the type of financing. With financing, you can have either a cash offer or a mortgage loan. With a mortgage loan, you have variation with the type of mortgage that are involved, such as conventional, FHA, VA, USDA, and many other type of mortgage loan programs that's involved in purchasing a home. Sure, as a seller, you still get all the proceeds at the end if the buyer gets a mortgage loan. But depending on the type of mortgage loan, the process can take either longer or the loan approval underwriter may ask for more paperwork from the buyer, essentially making that buyer jump through multiple hoops before getting their loan closed on your house if you're selling the home. Since we are talking about loan and financing and the mortgage, we have to include one other factor with the financing, which is the down payment. Essentially, the more down payment a buyer has, it usually means that there's less that they will have to borrow from the bank, which makes borrowing the mortgage much easier, essentially. Yes, I know what you're gonna say. Anything over 20% down, you're gonna have a conventional loan anyways. However, if the sales price for both offer A and B are the same, if offer B has 30% down and offer A has only 20% down, well, real facts is that guy with 30% down is stronger financing. And we can't deny that. Element number 3, contingencies or the provisions that are written in the offer. Are there like inspection contingency, appraisal, or HOA contingencies? Is the buyer willing to waive inspection and buy the home as is? Or would the buyer come back after a week or 2 and ask for a long punch list that the seller has to now repair or complete before closing? And then from our experience, even a brand new home will have something that's called out by the inspectors of the home. Some buyers may be okay with buying a home as is with minor cosmetic repairs and they're just willing to waive the inspection, move forward, and just purchase the home, want to move in. Which in this market we've seen more than 50% of the offers coming in without an inspection contingency. Personally, if I was a home seller and it was our home on the market, I'd rather take an offer that's $10,000 less or even $15,000 less with a buyer that's willing to just waive inspection versus taking an offer of number B that will come back or maybe come back and renegotiate the price a week later, or delay the closing process, or simply just back out. Depending on my goals as a home seller, let's say I found my next home and I want to make an offer on that house already, and I need to sell my current home before buying that next house, and so I want a serious buyer, otherwise I may lose out on that home that I really want to move into after this. Element number 4 in the offer is the earnest money deposit. What is earnest money deposit, you may ask? It's essentially a good faith deposit or a sum of money you put down to show the seller that you're serious about buying this home when you're buying. You deliver this amount usually when you sign the purchase agreement or when your offer gets mutually accepted. Usually in a normal market, the earnest money deposit is about 1 to 3% of the purchase price. However, as a buyer, if you have an inspection contingency, most of the time you could back out and essentially get 100% of all your earnest money back. So it really doesn't show commitment from the buyer side, because you could just go through with it, ask for the deposit back, and then move on. And in financing contingencies, there are times where it's 30 days that if you don't get a loan or can't get a loan, you could back out and get your full earnest money back. Sitting here in early 2022, we've been seeing a lot of offers come in where they're non-refundable earnest money. So if the buyer backs out for any reason, the seller simply keep that deposit. I mean, that truly shows commitment right there. Element number 5, the closing date or the time frame of the transaction. Does the seller have to move out by a certain date or relocate to a new job, to a new city by a certain time frame? Like, do they need to find another home prior to selling this house? Like, for some sellers, they might need a lease back for a month or two. Maybe they're trying to find their next house in this process. As a home seller, what if I haven't found a new home yet and I need a place to stay after I sell my house? And all of a sudden I get a cash offer that says cash closing in 7 business days. And I'm a seller with kids, my wife and I work a full-time job, the kids are going to school at home, and here's a cash offer that sounds great, but it's closing in a week while I still have a garage full of stuff and items in storage that I haven't figured out yet. And this early closing sounds horrible. Our family personally lived through this experience before. We were moving out from our old house to our new house, and we had a lease agent to help us with the leasing process. We got a great lease offer on the house, but the caveat was we had to move out within 7 business days. Being a positive person and motivated person as I am, I convinced my whole family, including myself, that we could do this within a week. Let me tell you something. It was a living nightmare. It was one of the worst experiences of my life, and I would never wish that upon someone else. We were up till 3 a.m. packing boxes. We literally had 18-hour days, and on the weekend, we were still doing it. Then the very last day, the last hour before transferring the keys, we were still getting stuff out the garage. It was a hot mess. So overall, peace of mind often is better than just the price for most sellers. And I hope this message helps with writing up one of the best offers that you can in this market, or receiving one of the best offer as a home seller. Once again, thank you for viewing this video. If there are any questions you may have with regards to buying or selling your home in 2022, please feel free to reach out to our team privately. We'd be more than happy to help you and your family with all your housing needs. Once again, have an amazing week, stay safe, live well, and take care, everybody.